What's up, guys? Welcome live from Laredo, Texas for NXT. Your opening contest is the NXT Tag Team Champions, The Reality, facing Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. And there is one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions right now, Chance Riser. Here comes the other half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Patrick Scott.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 410 pounds, the NXT Tag Team Champions,
Chance Riser and Patrick Scott, The Reality. And here come Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang.
at a combined weight of 490 pounds.
Mark Coffey and Wolfgang Gallus. Gallus are looking to get another opportunity at the NXT Tag Team Championships. There's Patrick Scott. There's Wolfgang. Referee rings the bell. All right, Connor, who's walking out of NXT. The winners of this match is the NXT Tag Team Champions, The Reality. Or is it Gallus? I'm going with Gallus once again defeating The Reality and earning themselves another NXT Tag Team Championship opportunity. Wolfgang with that back suplex. Discus punch to Patrick Scott, picking Patrick Scott back up. Patrick Scott countered it. And Mark Coffey takes advantage, punching Patrick Scott in the back of the head. Mark Coffey gets tagged in for Gallus. Coffey now with a diving axe handle to the arm of Patrick Scott. Coffey with an uppercut. Big knee, but Patrick Scott moves out of the way. Big kick to the leg of Coffey. Forearm smash. Standing Spanish fly. Chance Riser gets tagged in for The Reality. Neck breaker dropping Mark Coffey. Fisherman brain buster. Targeting Wolfgang now. Riser punching Wolfgang off the top rope. Chop block to the knee of Chance Riser. Float over DDT by Chance Riser, busting Mark Coffey open, and Patrick Scott gets tagged back in, or gets tagged in for the reality. Northern Light suplex by Coffee, cover on Patrick's on 1, and Chance Riser breaks it up at a count of 1. Coffee gets rid of Riser. Coffee picking Patrick Scott back up. Big clothesline by Patrick Scott. Wolfgang punching Patrick Scott in the face. Coffee whipping Patrick Scott into the ropes. Patrick whipping Coffee into the ropes. Big Hurricane Rana. Chance Riser gets tagged back in for the reality. Big clothesline. Cover on Mark Coffee. 1, 2, and Mark Coffee kicks out at 2. Riser slamming Coffee's head into the ground with his knee. Riser turning his attention to Wolfgang. Dropping Wolfgang on the apron. Suicide dive by Coffee. Picking Riser back up. Coffee whipping Riser into the steel steps. Picking Riser back up again. Big spear off the apron by Mark Coffee. Chance Riser back in the ring at a count of 7. Coffee with a headbutt. Riser whipping Coffee into the ropes. Big neck breaker. Cover on Mark Coffee. 1, 2, and Mark Coffee kicks out at 2. Riser picking Coffee back up. He could be looking for the Wicked Stepsister. Wicked Stepsister connects. Cover on Mark Coffee. 1, and Wolfgang breaks it up at a count of 1. Riser has the sharpshooter locked in. Is Mark Coffee gonna submit? No, Wolfgang breaks it up. And Riser gets rid of Wolfgang. Picking Coffee back up. Coffee went for that half and half suplex, but Riser counters it. Big cravat suplex by Chance Riser. That is a rope break if I have ever seen a rope break. This referee is blind today, I guess. Cravat suplex to Chance Riser. Or to Wolfgang. Excuse me. Riser hit it on Wolfgang. Running neck snap onto Coffee. And Patrick Scott gets tagged in, or gets tagged back in for the reality. Slamming Coffee's leg into the mat. Cover on Mark Coffee. 1. And Wolfgang breaks it up at a count of 1. Big DDT there by Patrick Scott. Cover on Mark Coffee. And Wolfgang breaks it up at a count of 0 this time. Patrick picking Coffee back up. Running Hurricane Rana. Chance Riser gets tagged back in for the reality. Riser setting up for the Wicked. No. lariat, cover on Mark Coffey. And Wolfgang breaks it up at a count of 0 once again. Mark Coffey with an arm drag. Wolfgang finally gets tagged in for Gallus. Coffey desperately needed to make that tag. German suplex. Ripcord lariat. Cover on Chance Riser. 1, 2. And Chance Riser kicks out at 2. Wolfgang hair pull mat slam, slamming Riser up and back down. Wolfgang picking Riser back up, whipping him into Gallus's corner. Mark Coffey gets tagged back in for Gallus. Coffey up to the top rope. What is Coffey thinking? Diving elbow. Wolfgang gets tagged back in for Gallus. Wolfgang stomping on Riser's back. Big splash by Wolfgang. Discus punch dropping Chance Riser. Picking Riser back up. Chance Riser, double underhook, arm drag. Cover on Chance Riser, 1. And Patrick Scott breaks it up at a count of 1. Wolfgang, end of days to Patrick Scott. Busting Patrick Scott open in the process. Powerbomb to Chance Riser. Wolfgang is setting up for the end of days again. End of days for a second time to Patrick Scott, and he's not even the legal man. Chance Riser's the legal participant of the reality. Wolfgang picking Patrick Scott back up. Power slam. Uppercut by Riser. Targeting Wolfgang's arm. Clothesline to the back of the head of Wolfgang. Riser whipping Wolfgang back in the ring on a count of 3. Riser also back in the ring because he's on the top rope. Wolfgang was looking for that running neck breaker, but Patrick Scott gets tagged in for the reality. Salida del Sol, cover on Wolfgang. 1, 2, and Wolfgang kicks out at 2. Patrick Scott running dropkick to the back of the head of Wolfgang, picking Wolfgang back up. Chance Riser gets tagged back in for the reality. Whipping Wolfgang into the ropes. Double back body drop. Chance Riser dropping Wolfgang on the apron. Wolfgang with that slam. He gets back in the ring on a count of 2, turning his attention to Patrick Scott. And Chance Riser back in the ring at a count of 3. Wolfgang now returning the favor, but this time onto Patrick Scott. And then Chance Riser returning the favor onto Mark Coffey. Whipping Wolfgang back in the ring at a count of 1. And then a count of 2, Chance Riser back into the ring. Fisherman driver! Running neck snap onto Wolfgang. Patrick Scott gets tagged back in for the reality. Patrick Scott up to the middle rope, telling Wolfgang to get up to his feet. Diving Hurricane Rana. Cover on Wolfgang. 1. Rope break. Patrick Scott picking Wolfgang back up. Busting Wolfgang open. Chance Riser tagged back in for the reality. Nice double team maneuver there by the reality. Mark Coffey gets tagged in for Gallus. Lariat. Cover on Chance Riser. 1. And Patrick Scott breaks it up at a count of 1. Mark Coffey with a punch to the side of the head of Chance Riser. Coffey stomping on Riser's arm. Cobra clutch is locked in. Is Chance Riser gonna submit? No, Patrick Scott breaks it up. Coffey picking Riser back up. Half and half suplex. Cover on Chance Riser. 1. And Patrick Scott breaks it up at a count of 1 again. Coffey up to the middle rope. Diving knee. Picking Chance Riser back up. Big double underhook suplex by Chance Riser. Patrick Scott whipping Mark Coffey back in the ring at a count of 1. And Chance Riser dropping Wolfgang onto the apron. Chance Riser back in the ring at a count of 1. Coffey headbutt to Riser. Chop to the chest, big kick. Coffey up to the top rope, telling Chance Riser to get up to his feet. Diving shoulder tackle. Wolfgang gets tagged back in for Gallus. Chance Riser able to counter that move. dragging Wolfgang into the Reality's corner. Patrick Scott gets tagged in for the Reality. Double back body drop, dropping Wolfgang. Patrick Scott looking for that Tope con Hilo. Tope con Hilo onto Wolfgang. Count of 1, Patrick Scott back in the ring. Count of 2, Wolfgang back into the ring. Patrick Scott, head scissors takedown. Turning his attention to Mark Coffey. Chance Riser gets tagged back in for the Reality. Running neck breaker by Wolfgang. Stomping on Riser's arm. Deadlift, gut wrench, power bomb. Picking Riser back up. Mark Coffey gets tagged in for Gallus. Nice double team maneuver there by Gallus. Mark Coffey setting up for his finisher. There's the slam. There's the lariat. Cover on Chance Riser. And Patrick Scott breaks it up at a count of 0. Slamming Riser's arm into the mat. Patrick Scott gets tagged in for the Reality. Slam! Lariat! Cover on Patrick Scott! And Chance Riser breaks it up at a count of 0. Coffey thought that Riser rolled out of the ring, so he covered him right away. Big brain buster! Coffey setting up for that slam lariat. There's the slam. There's the lariat. I don't know why you're covering Patrick Scott. 1, 2. Patrick Scott kicks out. Patrick Scott kicked out at 2. Somehow, Patrick Scott kicked out at 2. The NXT universe here in Toledo, or in Laredo, not Toledo, that's in Ohio. In Laredo, Texas, are in shock. Patrick whipping Coffey into the corner. Big elbow drop. Big running drop kick. Stomping on Coffey. Kicking Coffey in the face. Wolfgang getting speared off the apron. Patrick Scott, Tope con Hilo. Patrick Scott punching Mark Coffey in the face. Picking Coffey back up. Whipping Coffey into the steel steps. Patrick Scott back in the ring at a count of 6. Reverse DDT planting Wolfgang. Chance Riser gets tagged in for the Reality. And a count of 8, Mark Coffey got back in the ring. Dropped down by Coffey. Cover on Chance Riser, and Patrick Scott breaks it up at a count of 0. Mark Coffey stomping on Chance Riser's shoulder, picking Chance Riser back up. Big drop kick by Chance Riser, and Wolfgang gets tagged in for Gallus. Half and half suplex by Riser. Patrick Scott gets tagged in for the reality. Wolfgang with the spinning sit-out power bomb. The Wolfgang bomb. 1, 2, and Chance Riser breaks it up at a count of 2. Wolfgang picking Patrick Scott back up. German suplex. Ripcord lariat. Setting up for the end of days again. End of days for a... No! Patrick countered it. Running drop kick to the back of the head of Wolfgang. And Chance Riser gets tagged back in for the reality. Back in the ring at a count of 3 by Wolfgang. Riser picking Wolfgang back up, whipping Wolfgang back into the ring. Hurricane Runner dropping Coffee. Riser back into the ring. Whipping Riser into the corner. Big close-up by Riser, counters with an elbow to the face. Back suplex. Patrick Scott gets tagged back in for the reality. Patrick Scott now putting Wolfgang on the top rope. Avalanche, wheelbarrow, bulldog. Picking Wolfgang back up. Chance Riser gets tagged back in for the reality. Patrick Scott tags himself in. Solid on also. And Wolfgang kicks out at 0. Selena don't know. Wolfgang counters. Runs right into it. Selena also. Cover on Wolfgang. 1, 2, 3, and the reality have defeated Gallus.
Here are your winners.
The reality